Welcome back to the Richmond Coliseum. Crowd filling in. Hawaii, Nebraska in national semifinal number 1. Let's take you quickly to the starting lineups for Hawaii. Lots of weapons here, Heather.
In fact, the one to watch is number 9 on the outside. Lily Kahumoku has just been the steady go-to player. She's led her team in 2/3 of the matches this year. She's just been a constant force and a leader out there, even though she's just a sophomore.
Dave Shoji, 26th season. He's won 4 national titles, the last in 1987. Meanwhile, for Nebraska, big guns everywhere.
They are so physical, 6'2" across the net in all 6 rotations, and you've got to keep your eye on Laura Pilikowski. So impressed with her. On November 21st, had an appendectomy surgery, back to lead her Cornhuskers into the national semis.
John Cook, coming over from Wisconsin, his first year at Nebraska, yet to lose a game. He was just named yesterday the ABCA National Coach of the Year. So here we go. The best 3 out of 5. The first 4 games are traditional scoring. Game 5 is rally scoring. We played at 15 points. You have to win by 2. There are no caps, and there are 18 substitutions. So you're going to see lots of little people coming in for the big people in the back line. Hawaii's in black, Nebraska in white. Expect to see a lot of hitting and a lot of balls coming back because both teams hit well and block even better. Sapero sets left. And down the line, the first put away of the game goes to Kim Behrens.
And that's a huge sign for Nebraska because Hawaii did exactly what they want to do, and that's serve tough and force Nebraska into a high outside game, but Nebraska's still able to side out.
So Nebraska, which has served 184 aces this year. Here is Angie Oxley from Ogallala, Nebraska. Deep serve, passes off the net. That will be a concern for Hawaii all night long. Can the Rainbow Wahine pass the ball up to the net? Nice dig in the backcourt. Set left. And off speed into the net. Nebraska gets the first point.
And you'll see both of these teams have success when they can run the middle. Well, what does it take to run the middle? They've got to have ball control to get their setters in a position to set the middle. Both teams rely on the middle attack.
Oxley with 33 aces this year. Bullet pass to the net and double contact call. Our first referee tonight who made the call is Steve Robb. Steve Robb, our first referee. There's Steve, and he is assisted by the second referee, Julie Volk. So Robb and Volk, game 1. Nebraska leading 2-0. Perfect pass, carry back set, and the put away. Coming around the horn, the talented freshman Kim Willoughby.
And keep your eye on her, one of the top recruits in the country a year ago, out of Louisiana all the way to Hawaii. And I think for Hawaii to find success, they've got to attack Nebraska's left side of the court. So that's a lot of slides to the middles and the right side players.
Hawaii with a chance for a point. Quick set. Ball dug. Out of bounds. And Hawaii scores its first point. Hawaii's only loss on November 25th. That was 3-1 to Long Beach State. A loss they later avenged. Willoughby continues to serve. Shank pass. Sapero tips it and gets the side out. One of the advantages to having a tall setter, she can do some damage at the net.
That is where she is so disruptive. She took a very bad pass. You know, they rank a pass on a scale of 1 to 5. That was about a 2 pass, and Sapero turns it into a point for Nebraska.
Serving is Kim Behrens. One of the seniors on this Husker squad. That was a little bit tight, and the spike is out of bounds. Point.
And early on, the senior Sudeth really struggling, but they've had to force it out to her, and every time they have, this is a tight set. She's a little bit late, tough ball to keep in play, but Sudeth is known as the drill sergeant. She really willed this team to be here. She's got to stay mentally tough.
Behrens serves again. There's a perfect pass. Carry back sets, and Nebraska is there. Stuffing the ball down. Gustine gets Roof, and it's 4-1.
And that's big because Dave Shoji thought that the vulnerability was this left side blocker, but Pilikowski goes up, turns her left hand in, perfect timing. I think that's the toughest hit in volleyball to block.
4-1 Nebraska here in game 1. Good pass. Carey sets left. And a stuff. Sapero blocks Sudden. Make it 5-1.
1-on-1. Perfect pass from Sudeth. 1-on-1. She should be able to crank cross court, but watch Sapero turn her body into the left side, into the inside of the court.
Behrens continues to serve. Willoughby, nice pass. Back set, and once again, it's tight. It seems like the Hawaii sets are a little bit too tight, and the Nebraska block is big, and it has been effective. Timeout call by Hawaii in game one. We're going to step aside. The Nebraska Huskers, the #1 team in the nation, undefeated, off to a quick start, leading 6-1.
You need a car, and you need it now. For over 80 years, Anderson has been the name Baltimore knows and trusts when it comes to buying cars. Choose from a wide selection of late-model used cars, foreign and domestic, including all GM cars and trucks, Hondas, Acuras, and Toyotas. Prices start as low as $29.95. And don't let a credit problem, bankruptcy, or prior repossession stop you. We can help. At Anderson, you can drive away today with little or no money down. Anderson, Howard and 25th Streets, convenient from anywhere.
Now you can make every occasion a special event with Presto, the only single-use camera that puts the caption of your choice on the film. Tell us what you want your pictures to say, and we'll send a Presto camera with film made especially for you. For birthdays, holidays, weddings, proms, vacations, any occasion, you can caption the magic with Presto. Order your Presto custom camera for only $19.95 plus $2.99 shipping and handling. Order now, and we'll include a custom camera wrap free. Ask about our special discounts when you order 2 or more cameras. Call now.
San Diego, California, get ready for the 2001 NCAA Division I Women's Volleyball Championship. San Diego State will host the 2001 Women's Volleyball Championship December the 13th and 15th at Cox Arena at the Aztec Bowl. For a ticket application, call 619-283-7378 or log on to ncaavolleyball.net.
Hawaii trailing Nebraska in game one, 6-1. The Huskers have 3 stuff blocks for points. Nebraska, the 4th undefeated team to advance to an NCAA semifinal, their 7th appearance. You see their all-time record, very, very good. 1 national championship in 1995. Meanwhile, Hawaii, 5-0 in national semifinals appearances, 3 NCAA titles, and they have an AIAW title. 4 national championships in all. Pretty good dig there. Left side, ball dug. That was Pilikowski. Here comes Oxley, and Oxley is rejected.
Well, there's no question that Nebraska's been the #1 blocking team in the entire nation. They are putting on an exhibition right now. The timing perfect, closing the seam, waiting on the offset. And, you know, that's something that John Cook has emphasized all season long, and it's paying off right now. Holmquist has really been the center of those blocking numbers all season long. She anchors this Nebraska defense.
#1 blocker in the nation. Set left. Bakasau is in as the setter. So interestingly, Dave Shoji going early to his 2nd setter, Margaret Bakasau. And not waiting as the score is 8-1.
And I think that's smart. Jen Carey, a sophomore, has never been in this situation before. I think what he wants to do is settle her down, get her nerves under control.
Pretty good pass there. Bakasau sets it left. And the big bop down the line. Tanja Nikolic. She's a junior from Croatia, spent 1 season at Oregon. She gets the kill. So Jen Carey is out at the moment. Quite honestly, her set's a little bit tight to open it up, although the passing was a little bit erratic, too.
Exactly. She was having to move around quite a bit, and she's one of those setters, a lot like Sherry or Ann Boyer, that when they're in position and get a good pass, their sets are right on the money, but you don't want to make her move very much.
Here is Jessica Sutton. Little jump floater coming. It hits the net and drops over. That's a violation in NCAA Women's Collegiate Volleyball. There is a good look at Margaret Bakasau. Played at University High School in Honolulu, the backup setter.
Has had action in all but 1 match this year, but normally comes in the back row either as a DS or a setter in specific blocking specialist situations, never to set the entire offense.
Wishmeyer had the serve. Hawaii blasts out of the back line. That's Veronica Lima. Lima's a junior from Belo Horizonte, Brazil. And Hawaii will get the ball back. Set to serve is Maya Gustin. Gustin is from Slovenia, 6'2" freshman. Played very, very well this year. He's going deep, and it's out of bounds.
And that was a concern of Dave Shoji's. I talked to him right before the match, and he said, we have a tendency to go back and serve deep serves right into the middle of the court or long. He knows that they need to take some risks to pull Nebraska's offense away from the net, but they don't want to serve out, and they don't want to serve Oxley.
Number 13, Evan Lee, has come in to play defense. Bakasausa back set. Nikolic tip, nicely done. Nikolic, heady player. Speaks 7 languages, Heather. Croatian, English, Italian, Yugoslavian, French, German, and Latin. That will do it. Now, Jen Carey will come back in to serve. And why, you might ask? Well, she's a good server.
Well, and it's interesting that Shoji is picking her in the backcourt as a time to come in.
Into the middle. And Hawaii scrambling, but cannot bring it over. Good set by Sapero. Sapero is number 1. She's from Dorado, Puerto Rico. Played her high school ball in Washington and recruited.
Yeah, just about an hour and a half from here in Richmond.
Pass is okay. And another block by Nebraska.
Boy, Nebraska's done a phenomenal job scouting Hawaii, which is hard to believe because in a tape exchange, you're actually required to send your opponent tape by Tuesday of this week. Well, Nebraska got tape, but they were missing Game 4, the crucial key game, and they didn't have a lot to go off of, but they've made up for lost time. It seems like they know what Hawaii's doing before Hawaii themselves know.
They have 6 stuff blocks here in Game 1. With that put away, chalk up another point. Jenny Kropp getting the kill, a 6-0 run for the Nebraska Huskers. John Cook's team set to serve Area 1, which is the deep cross court. Nice pass by Evan Lee, right side. Sapero with a dig, and Nebraska playing great volleyball. They are scrambling after everything they don't block.
Well, you know, I saw him in the regional finals against Arizona, and John Cook said it was the best volleyball they've played all year. Perfect time. Sapero in the great position, reads that it's a one-on-one block, so steps into the middle of the court to dig that sharp cross court. Didn't get it that time, but, you know, Cook said we are peaking at exactly the right moment. We're where we want to be.
Gomez Tukuafu with the serve. Hawaii trailing 10-1. And Nebraska sides out again. Hawaii looks a little bit nervous. At least they did to open things up, trying to get a rhythm, trying to establish some passing and get some nice sets.
Well, you know what, Chris? There's been so much adversity for Hawaii. The last couple of years favored as the team to make the national semis and upset both times in the regional finals. I think that they're so happy to be here that they're playing a little bit tight.
That was legal. Ball tipped back over. Sapero sets left. Down the line. Beautiful dig by Jen Carey. Set left. And the spike is, that's going to be a point. Off a hand, out of bounds. Give the kill to the captain, Jessica Sudduth.
Check out the dig, though, right there. It's Jen Carey just in perfect position on that read defense on the line. And, you know, Kim Behrens, that was a tough hit. She's got a heavy shoulder, and Jen Carey's defense superb.
Lima with the serve. Pretty good pass there. Sapero back sets. And the ball is scooped up. Double contact called by our second official. Nebraska leads here in Game 1, 10-1.
And Gushtin's got to get something going. I think Jen Carey needs to establish her right now if Hawaii can get a good pass.
Angie Oxley, a senior, with the serve. There's a good pass. Carey sets back. Nebraska has 2 blockers there. Sapero tries to jam. Hawaii will keep it in play. Sapero sets left. Behrens got it. Kim Behrens only hits 197 on the year, Heather, and if she starts putting the ball down, it could be a long night for Hawaii.
She's hitting with a lot of heat. Nebraska doing exactly what they didn't want to do, and they're still finding success. They're not utilizing their middle, and they're still up by 10.
Hawaii takes its second timeout. Game 1, semifinal number 1. Nebraska with a big lead.
Yeah! Who's the man?
What's tonight?
Dinner at Spago, boss.
Excellent. Shouldn't you be making toys?
We're digital now. We get the toys done in half the time.
Yeah? Oh, Kiki, can you fit me in for a foot massage? Foot massage?
At Zales, you can get this 1/2 carat channel band for just $99. And with any purchase of $99 or more, you can get this diamond earring and pendant set for just $29. At Zales stores nationwide or shop online at zales.com.
I took the risks and started my own business. Taking risks, that's what you have to do. But here's a way to help your business with no risk at all. Just call for your free trial version of QuickBooks Pro, America's #1 best-selling small business accounting software. That's right, I said free. For no money, not even a shipping charge, you'll get this free trial version of QuickBooks Pro from the makers of Quicken, so you know it's easy to use. Want to write a check? You just start typing, and QuickBooks Pro fills in the rest. It shows you how much money you're owed and who owes it. It even prints invoices with your company logo. And QuickBooks Pro can save you even more time with features like estimating and job costing. And it integrates with Microsoft Word and Excel. Look, we all take risks in business. Now take advantage of an honest, no-risk opportunity. Call for your free QuickBooks Pro trial version now. There's no bill, no hassle, no risk. You can't do better than that.
Call 1-800-290-0666.
It's a Saturday Super Jam in the Midwest. First up, Jason Gardner and the Wildcats. Marcus Griffin and the Fighting Illini. A showdown at high noon.
That's no hype. That's the truth.
At 7, Dean Oliver leads Alfred's Hawkeyes against the boys from Mizzou. And later, Tulsa gets a dose of Drew Gooden and the full-court Kansas attack. Arizona, Illinois at noon. Missouri, Iowa at 7. Tulsa, Kansas at 9. Saturday on ESPN.
11-1, Nebraska leading Hawaii here in game one. The Huskers are showing why they are either the best blocking team in the world or the second best.
Well, they already have 6 stuff blocks on Hawaii. Great anticipation, good read. Even then, when they're one-on-one, they're able to put the ball away. That's a very technically sound blocking team. They're reading, they're committing, they're mixing it up and making it impossible for Hawaii to find success. Right now, Hawaii hitting negative 0.42. That's just a dismal hitting percentage when they're used to being 5th in the nation at 294.
What did Dave Shoji tell his team in the huddle, do you think?
Well, I think you have to keep it positive.
Okay.
You have to get this team to settle down. They cannot be intimidated. This is by far the largest blocking team they've played all season. The only team that compares is perhaps Long Beach, but they've only got 3 players of the caliber of Nebraska's 6.
A whole forest of trees on the Nebraska Husker
How
side.
do you get by them?
Over the top, ball dug up, that's legal, and scooped over. White trying to find his rhythm. Jen Carey sets left. Off the top, Huskers dig. Sapero into the net. So Sapero tried to juke one over quickly and makes a mistake. Hitting percentage for Nebraska, nifty 700, as Heather mentioned, negative .042.
You know, the interesting part is both teams have just 7 kills, but Hawaii taking about 3 times more swings than Nebraska because Nebraska terminated on the block, not needing its offense.
Hawaii just needs to earn a point and get a little momentum. That tip going down.
You know, I like the game that we've seen so far from Barons. This time just gets about a 1.5-foot approach. Smart move, sees that the defense is way back in that perimeter read. Nobody creeping up for the tip.
Kim Barron set to serve. She's from Chapel, Nebraska.
A lot of people calling it Chappelle yesterday. She quickly corrected them. About 1,000 people in her hometown.
Set left. Sapero, they thought she was going to dump it over, and instead she gives it to Amber Holquist, the nation's leading blocker and a .413 hitter.
And you know what happened? 2 people jumped right here. Watch as both people, this one and this one, jump with Sapero instead of Gustin staying in the middle and being honest on Holmquist. The outside hitter has to go up on Sapero every time that she jump sets, but that middle blocker has to stay honest and honor Holmquist.
Vaca Sausau is back into set. Nico Leach is back into hit. 12-1 Nebraska all over. The Wahine here in game 1. Over the top. You know, Nebraska's blocking well, but they're digging well too. Hawaii unable to put the ball down to the floor. Vaca Sausau saves it. Nice play. And Nico Leach is stuffed.
Well, you kind of have to wonder if you're Amber Holmquist, well, let's let Gracia Lee block on her own. Every time she's been left one-on-one, Holmquist bails out, decides to let Gracia Lee go by herself, and you just can't do that. if you're Hawaii, you've got to see her hands. This time, Nikolic tries to swing line. She's got one block out. You got to crank it across court.
7 blocks for points for the Huskers. Left side, Pelakowski, and she's blocked. So Hawaii gets this stuff. Jessica Sudduth was right in the middle of it, a senior from Yorba Linda, California.
At about time, this is a huge confidence boost for Hawaii. Finally able to pick up its first block, and on the end blocker as well, Sudduth mixing it up from pin to pin.
Lily Kahumoku is back into the left front. Nice dig by Bakasausau, and the spike is out of bounds, and Hawaii gets a point. Make it 13-2. Hawaii now just thinking, let's get some momentum. Probably can't come back to win this, but let's get some momentum for game 2.
But, you know, that's the beauty of side-out scoring, and that's certainly been the debate here this week with side-out scoring. There is that remote chance that you can battle back from this type of a deficit. No chance it can happen in rally scoring.
Big spike. Amber Holquist. If she looks tall, she is. She's 6'4", a senior from Houston, Texas. Now she comes out, replaced by Wishmeyer. So Holmquist having a big game 1. Wishmeyer, 29 aces this year.
A year ago, Wishmeyer, the starting setter, set a 6-2 with Jill McWilliams. This year used as a DS.
8 stuff blocks. And ready to go was Jenny Kropp, the junior from Grand Island, Nebraska. 14-2. And Nebraska has its first game point. Wishmeyer serving. Lollipop variety. Set high left, down the line, smack. Lily Kahumoku. First kill for Lily in this game. She has to get more.
Exactly. She's a player that averages 4.5 kills per game, leads her squad, but she hasn't gotten a lot of swings. The ball really not going out to her.
An outstanding hitter, the WAC Player of the Year. Now Lauren Duggins comes in. Duggins, a freshman from Fullerton. Back set, that's tight. Nice dig in the backcourt. Bakasausau got it up. And Kahumoku kills it. 2 in a row for Lily. 433 kills this year.
Playing with a very injured wrist. Hurt it about 6 weeks ago. So injured that she missed a few matches. Slowly getting back into it. Not as painful to hit, but very painful to pass and dig.
Maya Gushdin serving. Set high left. Over the top, the put away. Laura Pelakowski gets her first. Hawaii's worst game loss this year, Heather. They lost one 15-4. So they're in jeopardy of suffering their worst game loss of the year.
Yeah, that game was to Long Beach. No surprise there. The battles that we've seen between Hawaii and Long Beach over the years.
Second game point. Kahumoku thunders it down. Sophomore from Lubbock, Texas. And moving on to Hawaii, becoming the Hawaii State Player of the Year.
Yeah, hard to believe with a name like Kahumoku that she's from Lubbock, Texas, went to high school there for a year, then went to Hawaii to complete her high school eligibility.
Jen Carey back in. All-conference second-team performer. She'll serve 14-3. It's been all Nebraska here in the first game so far. Over the top, the ball was it touched? Yes, it was. Touched by one of the Hawaii blockers. Jenny Kropp gets her third kill. Tremendous balance for this Husker squad. They have 5 players that can whack it.
Makes it very hard for Hawaii to commit block on any hot hitter because at any time, Sapero can go to somebody else.
Third game point for Nebraska. Kahumoku again.
Well, Kahumoku has been money every time their backs are against the wall, and they've got game point looking at them straight in the eyes. Lily has been the go-to player. Not a good sign that she's rotating to the back row. Let's see how Sudduth does up there.
14-3. Into the middle. Chance for Hawaii point right here. Jen Carey back set. Coming around is Willoughby, and she is stuck. I'll tell you what. Nebraska has that backslide scouted perfectly. The 2 players are going out in unison, Heather, and really getting over.
Exactly. The timing perfect. There's what you're talking about. It looks like they're two-stepping together. The way that they open and close all in one motion. And, you know, Dave Shoji's got to be frustrated because he thought that was the area they could exploit.
Fourth game point for Nebraska. It's 14-3. Sudduth off the top. This could be it for game 1. Sapero into the middle. Popped up. Coming over. And 4 contacts, and that will do it. Game one goes to the Nebraska Huskers 15-3. So a big win for John Cook's squad. One more look at the game-winning point for contacts. We're going to continue with our coverage of NCAA semifinal number one right after this. Stay with us.
Interesting. Coca-Cola or Pepsi-Cola? A paradox. While molecularly similar, they logically seem to offer two possibilities. Of course, you must invariably arrive at one and only one correct choice.
Duh!
A no-brainer.
When Dave Thomas created Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich, he used a whole breast fillet seasoned with his own blend of pepper and spices, but did he go too far?
Very spicy.
Well, it's perfect.
Depends on who you ask. Try Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich.
I can hear what women think.
That's fun.
Mel Gibson. I was given this gift to understand women.
Dad, what are you doing?
Exfoliating what women want.
I can't believe this is what I'll be wearing the last night I'm a virgin.
Rated PG-13 starts today.
Okay, here's the deal.
This is O.J. McDuffie of the Miami Dolphins. He donates his time to the United Way by spending quality time with kids in his community.
Here's the deal. I'll give you Snorlax, Fort Drowsy, and Grimer,
Okay.
and a Magmar.
He's not just teaching, he's also learning.
Good.
Learning.
For Snorlax?
GMAC Mobile Bowl. But Damian Tomlinson, the nation's most prolific rusher, heads to Mobile to take on the stingy, hard-hitting D of Southern Miss. GMAC Mobile Bowl. TCU versus Southern Miss at 8. Wednesday on ESPN2.
Welcome back to the Richmond Coliseum, site of the 2000 NCAA Women's Volleyball Championship. Now, due to time constraints, we will pick up the action a little bit later in the match. 15-3 game one, 8-5 game two. Nebraska has the lead. Now let's flash back to 1982. Remember, Hawaii taking on USC. Hawaii losing the first two games. Big crowd. A young Dave Shoji, lots of hair. SC was great. Hawaii was even better. Hawaii losing the first two, then coming back to win 3 in a row. It's only happened twice.
Well, Dave Shoji has won 4 national championships, 1 in 79 before the NCAA tournament, 1 in 82, 83, and 87. 25 consecutive winning seasons for Coach Shoji.
Of course, remember, no team has ever come back from 2 down, 2-0 deficit in the semi. That was in the final. It has been done before. And you just saw it.
No left.
Huh?
Semi Tigers no left.
Those poor Tigers. Everything happens to them. 8-5 our score. Graciously Cepero is blocking unbelievably well. She got a piece of another one. Into the middle and the put away.
And another case of Hawaii committing too much on Cepero. You commit one, but you cannot leave Nebraska's middle blockers unattended like that.
Toshi Yoshida, the USA women's national coach, I asked him about Cepero the other day, and I said, do you remember who she is? And, yes, big setter, 6'2" setter, and his eyes just lit up, Heather.
I'm sure they're all very familiar with her.
Hawaii blocks back. Veronica Lima, a 3-year starter at middle blocker.
Nice job by Lima taking 2 steps to the outside. She's sneaking into the middle to try and stop Cepero in the middle blocker and moves quickly with props.
Andrea Gomez Tuku Apu with the serve. And away. 3 players in on that one. I think Willoughby got most of it. And Hawaii gets number 6.
And I like the way that Coach Shoji continues to utilize his personnel, trying to change things up, find a rhythm that works for the Wahine.
Serving the left side hitters, and Evan Lee Off her left arm, out of bounds. Lee is there. A couple of balls, one right, one left. Now Sapero will serve it. Shank pass, that's an ace for Sapero. Her 23rd ace this year.
A great serve. The reason it's so good is she has a tiny, tiny toss. Look at this. It only goes up about 5 inches above her head, so she gets a very low trajectory right over the tape and a ton of float with just one quick contact.
Now Evan Lee has moved out of the passing rotation, so apparently the coaching staff doesn't have quite as much confidence in Evan Lee's passing as maybe we do.
Right, and that's a bad sign for a defensive specialist because that's about a third to a half of the reason that you're on the floor.
Game one was all Nebraska as they administered the worst loss in a game this year to Hawaii. In game two, Nebraska leading 11-6. John Cook in his first year. John Cook coming over from the University of Wisconsin. A little earlier, we asked him about having a hand in both the success of Wisconsin and Nebraska this year. This is what he said.
Well, I feel like a proud dad. But part of me is mixed because it's kind of, well, I had a big impact in Wisconsin. I'm coaching Nebraska, but, you know, Coach Pettit's kids he recruited, so it's kind of mixed both ways. But obviously, if we can end up playing in the finals, I mean, how exciting that would be, and it'd be a great story. But I'm just really proud, and I'm happy for Wisconsin.
John Cook told me when I asked him how often you talk to Terry Pettit, he said for the last 8 years we've talked at least twice a week. So he knows Pettit, and when he was asked what kind of a player he wants as a Husker, he says, I want a volleyball player who will bleed Husker red. That's the kind of player I want.
Yeah, and you know, John Cook just announced the AVCA National Coach of the Year, and I don't think anybody's more deserving because not only has he gotten Nebraska here undefeated, but he had a major role in Wisconsin's success. I mean, he had a lot to do with the players that are recruited there and the type of team that Pete Waite inherited. So not only is John Cook largely responsible for Nebraska, but Wisconsin as well. Not many coaches can say that.
60 wins in the last 2 seasons at Wisconsin. Just missed getting into the NCAA tournament, losing in the regional final twice, once in Lincoln. So he knows how hard it is to play in Lincoln as an opposing team. Hawaii trailing 11-6. And Maya Kustin jams it down.
And Hawaii doing a much nicer job in game two, both offensively and defensively. They've been able to control Nebraska's offense a little bit more, holding them to 22% in this second game.
Round the horn, Willoughby with a nice kick. Chance for a point on the left side. Sudden blasts. And she missed it. Did not get a hand. Looking for one there.
And, you know, I talked to Coach Soji about Sada's game yesterday, and he said, you know, offensively she's gotten better every year she's been in the program, but she has to work hard for her kills. That's not the reason that she's so valuable to us. Yet look at how many swings she's had to take for this squad. I think it's way too outside-oriented so far. That was the 19th attempt for Sada. She leads the team in swings. I think they need to try and establish the middle a little bit more to help out Sada's game.
Well, it all depends on the pass. You can't set the middle if the pass is at the 3-meter line. Going up high, Sapero, 6'2", and she can jump. She gives the ball to Kropp, who can hit. Kropp jams it down.
And watch Sapero. I call it climbing the ladder. That's a tight ball for most setters. That is an overpass. For Sapero, it's an assist and making her hitters look great.
Did you know that I used to climb the ladder when I was younger? Yeah, in the back of my house.
So they have ladders back then.
Holmquist got the block. Hawaii brought it back up. Sapero shoots left. Behrens. Nice dig in the backcourt. Carey. Willoughby tip. Brought up by Oxley. Out of the back line, big blast. No problem for Lima. Over the top and down. Sudden.
And that's a smart play. That middle back area is where the Nebraska block is supposed to take away the attempt from, but Sudduth goes so high over the block that she's able to find the open area of the court.
Sudduth has 8 kills. Hawaii gets the ball back. Kahumoku is back into the left front, which is good news for the Wahine. Shapiro left. Barron's down the line, brought up. Kahumoko with 10 kills. Now she's got 11.
And that was a perfectly played rally by Hawaii. Nobody jumped with Shapiro. Good recognition, knowing even on the tight pass that she's a back row player. Gets Hawaii in perfect defensive position to have a good transition play. 10 kills now for Kahumoko and a very solid hitting percentage. In fact, the only one that's putting up solid offensive numbers so far.
And good news for the University of Hawaii. They have forced Nebraska to take its first timeout of the night. So the Rainbow Wahine coming on a bit. Game 2. Hawaii down by just 3.
Baltimore. Check out the best deals on pre-owned vehicles. 7 times a day. 7 days a week. Marketplace Motor Pool. "30 minutes of the best deals in Baltimore" on Marketplace 2.
Hi, I'm Don West. Welcome into Shop at Home. Sammy, it is a pleasure to have you here. Unbelievable. There's less than 100 of these cards, period. And that's dealer cost. 3 boxes. That's not retail. Once these items are gone, they're gone. It's absolutely unlike anything you've ever seen in your life.
Shop at Home, not your ordinary shopping channel.
Welcome back to the Richmond Coliseum, site of the 2000 NCAA Women's Volleyball Championship. Now, due to time constraints, we will pick up the action a little bit later in the match. Along with Heather Cox, I'm Chris Marlowe. Welcome back to the National Championship weekend here in Richmond, Virginia. And so far, it's been a Husker block party, Heather.
Exactly, especially with the middle crop and Holmquist just shining pin to pin. You can tell that the blockers are just working in tandem. 16 Nebraska blocks. Holmquist and Crop have combined to lead this team. The middle blockers for Nebraska have 17 kills, 9 blocks. For Hawaii's middles, just 6 kills and 1 block. That's been the difference so far in this game, and we've talked about those blocks. That's clearly the difference, forcing 28 hitting errors. This has just been huge all season for Nebraska. It continues to be tonight, but once again, the game will be won or lost on the performance of the middle blockers. Hawaii's middles have to step up and contain Nebraska.
No team has ever done it. No team has ever been down 0-2 in a semi and come back to win 3 straight. That man did it, though. He did it in 1982 in the NCAA championship final, which I think is even harder against a terrific USC team. So it can be done.
And, you know, Nebraska's done a nice job neutralizing Willoughby. I ran into Terry Pettit during the break, and I asked him a couple things, and he said, well, one thing, Willoughby has not been able to go off yet. She's capable of going 20, 30 kills on a night. Nebraska's done a nice job. And I said, well, Coach, is there anything that you changed on the Nebraska side? And he said, the only thing is maybe getting Shapiro a little bit more involved in the attack. But, you know, she's only got 1 kill, but she's holding Hawaii's block. They're committing so much on Gracia Lee that Gracia Lee's reading that and getting the ball to her open hitters.
Hawaii wearing the black uniforms and Nebraska in white. Nebraska is an undefeated team, folks. 32-0. Number 1 ranked team in America for the last 14 weeks. And Hawaii really up against it. Hawaii's got to turn it around. I watched the coaching staff in between games, and they were working hard. Dave Shoji, Charlie Wade, Kerry Anderson, all rapid fire, instruction, motivation, the whole works.
Well, you know, all season long, I've done a lot of Pac-10, a lot of Big 10, a lot of Big 12, but no WAC. None of those games have been broadcast except locally in Hawaii. So I hadn't seen Hawaii, but so many coaches would come up and say, okay, you've seen Nebraska, you've seen Arizona. Can Hawaii compete? You know, on paper they could. They were the only team other than Arizona that had the balance and the physical nature at the net that could even compete with Nebraska. But so far, we saw them dominate Arizona in 3 games in the regional finals, and now we're seeing them do it with the block again here tonight against Hawaii.
Well, good news for Hawaii. They have their first lead of the match. At any point, it's 1-0. Pretty good dig in the backcourt. Shoveled over. Up by Willoughby, but it's going out of bounds. This Husker team reminds me a lot of the Stanford teams a few years ago. All players over 6 feet, able to move, able to hit, able to block, go, go, go.
Right, people like Focal and Walsh
Yeah.
on the pins. You know, when you've got players with that height and that physical nature on the pins, that just means that your middles are that much bigger and stronger, and there's really no weakness, no vulnerability to exploit.
Melissa Villa-Roman is in. They brought her in to pass. This might be a good idea. Villa-Roman, she had a pretty good pass there. Free ball coming up. Carry back set. Chopped inside. Nice up by Oxley. And Sapero puts it away.
Very interesting. You can tell that Jerry Pettit and John Cook are on the very same wavelengths. That's exactly what Pettit said. Grace Lee's got to become more of an attacker. She's averaging more than 2 kills per game in this NCAA tournament. You can tell that John Cook probably said the exact same thing to her during the break.
187 kills coming into this match. That's a lot for a setter. Another dig by Nebraska, and that's double contact.
You know,
Amber Holmquist.
You've got to wonder why Amber Holmquist is setting so many second balls. Angie Oxley is the second setter as the right side player, and Holmquist keeps stepping in there and setting those balls. And, you know, middle blockers have the red light. They're supposed to bump set every single time they have to set the ball.
Let me tell you from personal experiences, all big players love to set the ball.
They want to get in there and set.
Exactly. On the U.S. Olympic team when I played in '84, Craig Buck used to do that all the time. He would stand there and Dusty Dvorak would say, "Get out of the way," and Buck would just take it anyway.
This time, the right setter setting the right hitter.
Yeah.
Filikowski turning so sharp. You can see with her right wrist how she gets that movement on the inside of the court.
Nebraska leads the match 2-0 to 9. If Nebraska wins this game, they will advance to the championship final to play either Wisconsin or USC. Willoughby hits it off the block, out of bounds. Kim Willoughby.
And she's a player that needs to ignite. She's got 6 kills, but she's hitting negative at this point. She needs to unleash, unload. She's one of those players that when you get the athleticism going and you stop thinking, she can just go crazy. A lot like Tower Cross Battle or T. Williams.
So Grace Lee Sapero will serve it. And she's going short. Tapping is Willoughby.
And I like the versatility that we're seeing from Willoughby, working all areas of the court. We've seen her hit a high 4, a high back 5, now a front 1 for her 7th kill.
Now set to serve is Lima. Sapero, left side over the top, ball dug. Chance for a left side point. Sudduth got in late, but Sapero, she came up and made a mistake. She bailed out of the right back, or maybe that's part of the defense. She came up to cover the tip and went right over her hairdo.
Yeah, it just depends on if they're playing perimeter or a tip defense. Here she sneaks up right there for the tip. That leaves the deep area of the court wide open. If she's sneaking up, middle black has got to rotate to the right corner.
I would agree. If you're sneaking around, someone's got to be following you. Hawaii leading 3-1. Here in game 3, as they wipe up the floor. We're playing on Sport Court tonight, the volleyball surface of the new millennium.
This court made especially for this event.
For Richmond, there's ice below, but we have seen no evidence of any moisture.
Some cold feet for the broadcast.
We got some definitely cold feet here. I got 8 pair of socks on. How are your leather pants holding up?
They're keeping me nice and warm.
There you go. Hawaii starting to make some plays, and Nebraska calls timeout.
And I like Dave Shoji's use of Willoughby. Have gone to her so much more here in game 3.
We're coming back. Nebraska leads 2-0, but Hawaii has it going here in game 3.
Come on, Dad. You promised to ski with us. You're bumming us out, Dad.
Looks like you could use Halls. Only Halls has vapor action. Breathe, my friend. Breathe. Breathe, my tasty friend.
Feeling better, Dad?
Well, I was.
Try new strawberry Halls and get going.
My internet service is fast. Yeah, when I throw my computer off the roof.
AT&T WorldNet service has the fastest logon time and the highest speed connection.
My online service is so pricey, I made it sign a prenup.
AT&T WorldNet service is only $4.95 a month. No joke.
My internet service reminds me of my husband. I stare at it for hours,
hoping it will move.
#1 in customer satisfaction. J.D. Power and Associates.
My online service must come from a tough neighborhood. Somebody's always getting bumped off.
Fewer disconnects. Call 1-800-WorldNet now and switch to AT&T WorldNet service.
My internet service is so pricey, I had to take a second job as a male escort.
It's only $4.95 a month, including 6 email addresses, navigation toolbar, chat, and online support.
Ooh, you look hot tonight.
AT&T WorldNet service, only $4.95 a month. Call now.
Nothing. Nebraska leading Hawaii, but Hawaii up 3 here in Game 3. Dave Shoji has been in the National Championship Final Four before. We asked him his mood coming back this year.
Well, it means everything. We, you know, once you get there, once you play for the National Championship and, you know, you get that taste and you just can't live without it. I mean, it's almost a thing that you think about daily in the off season. And finally, we're back, and our players, we've talked about it for so long that it's a tremendous experience.
He was an All-American setter at UC Santa Barbara back in 1969, a team that won the national championship in USVBA, along with some old guys, Tim Bonning, Jordan Alley, Dave Shoji at the controls.
And you can tell what a masterful coach he is in his 26th year, you know, doing everything he can, fiddling with all of his personnel, flipping the rotations, trying to get the matchups he wants because he's not going to go down without fighting. 5-0 in the semis so far.
For the first time, I see a little concern on the face of the Nebraska players. I just took a look at Zapero. They're talking to each other, trying to manufacture a little emotion. Maybe they've had a little bit of letdown, but here goes Hawaii on a 5-0 run, leading 6-1. Have to turn it around sometime.
Yeah, you know, Nebraska's so accustomed to keeping the momentum. They've had 3 OC sweeps in 25 of their 32 matches, so not a team accustomed to letdown.
Willoughby puts it away, and it's another point for Hawaii.
And that's been the difference in this third game. Willoughby has started to ignite, was hitting negative in the first 2, and here in Game 3 has suddenly exploded and has gotten a lot more looks at the ball.
7-1 now, and Hawaii has really turned up the serving, and now the Husker players are chatting at each other just a bit. Another bad pass, and John Cook is going to make a substitution. Coming in, Ann Schrod, a freshman from Lincoln, is going to replace Kim Behrens.
And Schrod's had some very valuable playing time lately. When Pilikowski was out with the appendectomy, Schrod played for her, so got valuable Big 12 experience and played quite a bit in the regional semis and finals.
Lima's serving has been good. She has 3 aces. Hawaii looking for another point. And they get it. The put away by Jessica Sudden. So suddenly Hawaii has caught fire here in Game 3. Rainbow Wahine leading 9-1.
And it's a couple of things. We've certainly seen a breakdown in passing. Hawaii serving tougher, pulling Nebraska off the net, and that takes away, really neutralizes Zapero in the hitting percentage. Since 1 and 2, you've seen a big drop-off. Actually, a huge increase for Hawaii.
Yeah, Hawaii is running it up here. Nebraska's main problem has been passing. Coming around the horn. Oh, what a dig in the backcourt. Wishmeyer got her wish and popped it up. And the put away there. What a dig by Lindsay Wishmeyer. Yeah, sophomore, and she took one point blank with Dexa Wash, Heather.
And then how about Anna Schrod with the quickness and the instincts to just pop that ball over.
9-1 is our score. Hawaii fans starting to chant now. Left side tip, and it drops.
Boy, I've been impressed with Schrad's game. I saw her early in the season, and the development and the maturity of the freshmen since the beginning of the Big 12 season to now is just night and day. I mean, you can't count experience and what it'll do for you, especially if you're a freshman. You got to know her heart's pounding right now.
She should start next year for Nebraska when Kim Behrens graduates. Remember, Nebraska will have Nancy Maindring back in the lineup. She will replace Oxley. Service error for Nebraska. Now Hawaii will serve with Jessica Sutton. 9-1. Tip. Could be 10-1 right now. Carey back set. Willoughby puts it away. Next stop, Willoughby.
How about the freshman stepping up? It took 2 games to calm the jitters, and it took Dave Shoji settling them down and saying you've got to establish a right side presence, and they've done exactly that in game 3.
10-1 our score now. Over the top, another dig. Set left. Kaumoku is dug. Nice up by Kropp. Schrad down the line. Willoughby digs. Poked up. Nebraska wanted to lift, didn't get it. Carey shoots it back right. Here comes Sapero. On the run, ball twizzling the net. Willoughby can set. Long rally. Favors which team? Hawaii with another dig. Willoughby.
I think it favors Hawaii's defense.
Kahumoko. Carey whacks it, and it's stuffed. Carey, a second too early, she turned, and there was Holmquist.
Yeah, no deception at all. It shows the entire time that Carey's taking a swing with that right hand. That's very tough for a non-left-handed setter. When you're right-handed, you're so tight to the net. Hard to get that big swing.
Willoughby had 5 kills in the first 2 games. She's got 6 here in the third. 10-1 Hawaii. However, Nebraska leads the match 2-0 in this best of 5. Shank pass, Kahumoku. Nice up in the back line. Popped up by McWilliams. Willoughby's all over the place. Kahumoku against 2. Popped up, and a lift call. We were talking a little earlier about the most famous red shirt in America. There she is, Nancy Maindring. Tried out for the U.S. Olympic team, didn't make it. A first-team All-America. Red-shirting this year. I was surprised at that.
Yeah, hard to believe. In fact, she accounted for 30% of the attacks the last 2 years, and then suddenly they're without her. They also graduate 5 seniors. Nobody thought Nebraska would be in this situation. You know, a lot of people say it has to do with chemistry. They relied so much on Maindring the first 2 years, and now everybody's showing balance.
Hawaii lobbing for the corner, and the ball is out. Nebraska gets a point. Hawaii has to be careful now not to lose that terrific momentum that they built up in the first part of this game. 10-3. Dave Shoji's team turning it on here in game 3, and up by 7 at the moment. Tip, and the tip is out of bounds. And Shoji is going to go to the bench. Substitution coming in. Takuafu is coming in. And going out is Willoughby. 32 hitting errors for the Wahine.
You know, the difference is in games 1 and 2, the Wahine not getting good passes, but in game 3 they are, and still hitting a couple out of bounds that should stay in.
Carey, and a big rocket. You know, we haven't called Gustine's name a lot. The passing has been a little bit shaky, but when she gets one, she can really crank.
Well, how about the confidence that Carey shows in setting her this 31 attack immediately after she made the error on the slide? Gustine's got power. She's explosive. I think they need to establish her a little bit more.
6 kills for Gustine. Relatively quiet. 10-4 our score. Over the top is Holmquist, and she blasts it down. Her best blocking game this year, or match this year, she had 16 total blocks against Texas. 9 kills, 5 blocks in this one. So here's Ann Schrad, a freshman from Lincoln. That pass, trouble here. Willoughby. Huskers can get a point. Set left. And down the line goes Pilikowski. She kind of guided it, but smartly. She let it hang and then guided it right down the line. Nebraska with its 4th straight point. 10-5. Good pass. Carey sets left. Nice dig by Pilikowski. Carey back set. And down the line goes Veronica Lima.
Big hanging swing by the middle blocker, showing the versatility, hitting the second tempo attack that time.
Lima.
Big push by Carey that time. Look at that, a perfect set right to the window, about a 2-feet window between the blocker and the antenna.
Lima with just 4 kills. She's hitting minus. Keep in mind, she was the most valuable player in the region. Over the top. Nice dig in the backcourt by Sudeth. Willoughby takes a whack. Set Willoughby again. No, quick set. And the put away.
Hawaii's offense starting to neutralize Nebraska's block a little bit here in game 3.
That was a big point there. It was 10-1. It went to 10-5. Now it's 11-5. Games are to 15. Traditional scoring in the first 4. Chris Marlowe, Heather Cox, glad you're with us for national semifinal number 1. Sapero over the top. Nice up in the backcourt. Villa Roman got it. Now a dig up by Schrod. Out of the back line, Schrod looping. Jen Carey, left side. Kahumoko with a drive. They're chasing, and it's down. Lele Kahumoku with heat.
Boy, has she come alive. She sparked the Wahine in game 2, now doing the same thing in game 3. And Jen Carey showing more balance, really distributing the ball, keeping Nebraska's block honest, going from the left antenna to the right antenna.
Nebraska takes its final timeout. Hawaii has it going. The Rainbow Wahine leading by 7, 12-5. A reminder, Saturday at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, the NCAA Division III Championship football game, Mount Union from Ohio, St. John's of Minnesota. That'll take place in Salem, Virginia. Mount Union won the title in 96, 97, and 98. St. John's has not won a title since 1976. Wow, that's a long time. Mount Union, St. John's football coming up on ESPN2. Hawaii fans are re-energized.
Well, you know, we talked at the beginning about Hawaii's history. I mean, they have been a volleyball tradition since, you know, since the late 70s, early 80s, and the success that they've had. I think, you know, somehow when you put on a Hawaii uniform, you just carry that tradition with you, and you get that confidence. 6 semifinal appearances, but the number stands out to me is this one on the bottom. 5-0 in national semis. In fact, yesterday, Dave Shoji told his team that. He said, you know, a lot of you may not know this, but we have gone undefeated once we've got here, and I expect the same tomorrow.
Some of the greatest players in collegiate volleyball history suiting up for the Rainbow Wahine, going all the way back to Dietrich Collins and Joyce Ka'apuni, Beth McLaughlin, to name just a few, and of course Suzanne Agee and T. Williams. Could use a couple of those players in this one. However, this unit for Hawaii is starting to play a lot better.
Yeah, I think the biggest difference in game 3 is Hawaii is serving so much tougher. It's also neutralizing Nebraska's blocks. Just 2 Cornhusker blocks in this 3rd game.
Hawaii got out 10-1. Then Nebraska scored 4 in a row to make it 10-5. Then Kahumoku put one away to make it 11-5, and now it is 13-5.
Boy, Filikowski just has an uncanny ability to just cut those shots so sharp.
So Lindsay Wishmeyer is in. Holmquist is out. Hawaii 2 points from a win in game 3. In case you're wondering about the matchups and the rotations, if you're a volleyball aficionado, the matchups here in game 3 are the exact same matchups they had in game 2, so both teams stuck with that rotation.
Always such a guessing game when you try and figure out, you know what you want to do, but you wonder, is your opponent going to do the same thing, so you get the matchup that you want.
Indecision in the backcourt. Oxley got the kill right in between 2 Hawaii players. So Sapero looking like a short serve is coming. Villaroman passes off the net. Here comes Sudeth, launching deep. Sapero quick. And a lift is called. Interestingly, Dave Shoji has been calling for that, and Steve Robb finally called it.
That was not the worst of all of them, but Hawaii has continued to chat with the officials and finally talked them into the call, I think.
You can't grab it and throw it. Kropp did it. Watch her. It's a little out of her range, Heather.
Yeah, it can't look like a slam dunk. You can't take it from behind your head.
13-5 our score. So Kropp is mad, and she bangs one home. Kropp, a junior from Grand Island, Nebraska, the first student athlete from Grand Island Central Catholic High School to be offered a volleyball scholarship at the University of Nebraska. First one.
High school volleyball just so huge in Nebraska. If
Really
you grow
huge.
up a little girl, you grow up dreaming of wearing that Cornhusker uniform.
Carey back set. 2 Husker blockers there. Joust coming. Hawaii has it up. Big play here. Willoughby on the right tip. And sliding and getting it up was Wishmeyer. Point, Nebraska. What about Wishmeyer?
You know, her parents volleyball coaches, and she's just a typical coach's kid. Look at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Right there, Wishmeyer coming in huge to make the play. Was a setter a year ago and has accepted her role as a DS and flourished this year.
That tip is out of bounds. Wishmeyer's diving save results in a point. And a quick timeout by Hawaii. 13-7 now. Hawaii with a big 6-point lead, but Nebraska starting to get a little bit of momentum.
You know, a lot has been talked about with Hawaii's trip to get here. You know, geographically, you think Richmond, Virginia from Honolulu, Hawaii. How tough was it to get here, and how much does that affect Hawaii? And maybe it took 1 or 2 games to get their legs back underneath them. They traveled straight from Honolulu to Atlanta, then Atlanta to Richmond. And, you know, the coaching staff said it's not an issue. We've done this 5 times by playing in the WAC. We have to go to Texas throughout the regular season, so it doesn't affect us. But certainly the weather and the climate much different than it is in Hawaii, and you have to wonder if it takes a little while to adjust.
Well, Hawaii has been much better in Game 3. Able to hit the ball now, Heather.
Well, they're establishing so many more weapons. They're getting players like Willoughby and Lima involved. They're also serving tougher, so they're pulling Nebraska's offense off the net, in turn allowing their offense to really ignite. And Jen Carey setting a lot more distribution in the third game, trying to get everybody involved.
Lily Kahumoku, 13 kills, hit 206, but that number is starting to go up. Grace Elise Sapero, the setter and leader for this Nebraska team. Game 3, Nebraska won the first 2. Hawaii leading here 13-7. A lot of pressure on Jen Carey now to get the job done. The sophomore from Newport Beach. Carey into the middle. Willoughby hits a 1.5. A little bit higher set. High set left Sudeth. Nebraska block was there. Willoughby. Nebraska on the attack. Into the middle. Kropp, Doug. Carey back set. Willoughby got in there a little too early. 13-7 our score. Over to Oxley. She's dug. Carey got it up. Whip it left side. Sudden. Long rally favors who?
I think Hawaii. Defense a little better. Every time I've said that, though, Nebraska gets it.
Pretty good shot there by freshman Ann Schrod.
One of the top recruits in the country, one of the top recruits to ever come out of the state of Nebraska, 3-time All-State, 99 Gatorade Player of the Year, also the captain of the U.S. Junior National Team, so she may be a freshman, but a lot of international experience.
Evan Lee has come in. Here comes Sudeth. And the spike is out. Another point, and now Nebraska has the momentum back, 13-9. Substitution. Tanya Nikolic, we saw her a little earlier in Game 1. She will come in on the outside. Dave Shoji rotating his players. Nikolic, the junior from Croatia.
Nikolic did a nice job in Game 1 when she came in 2 kills on 5 attempts.
Do you set her right away? No.
Nope.
Quick set. Off the top. Huskers going. Oh, and it drops.
Yikes.
The husband and wife play between Wishmeyer and Kropp. I got it.
Boy,
you take it.
That's huge. That could have given them a free ball opportunity to get to their 10th point and draw it within 3. Instead, Hawaii now just 1 point away
Hubby
from getting
wife,
to
draw
14.
it up,
There it
Heather.
is. Look at that. That's the donut right there with the hole in the middle. And
yeah, right
nobody
here.
talk about it.
Ouch.
You know, Schrott's in the way there, but you've got to go in. No hesitation on defense.
Jenny Kropp rams it through. The score remains 13-9. Now Kropp will go back to serve.
And that's a big side out for Nebraska. Back to square one before the miscommunication play.
Kropp to serve. Down by 4. Pretty good pass. Carey back set. It's too tight. Popped up. Nebraska a little confused. It's coming over. And spiking it down was Maya Gustin. Gustin
Taking advantage again of miscommunication. Big overpass. That's just a present for any hitter. You've got to love it anytime you can get it. That's just a freebie.
2 straight hubby wipes by Nebraska.
Yeah, Sapiro's got to step in and set that second ball.
One was full-on divorce. The other one was just a shaky one. Just a separation.
Minor separation.
Go to a counselor. Coming around the horn, and the ball spiked out of bounds. Amber Holquist. So Hawaii, can you believe it? The Wahine with its first game point. Hawaii fans are up. Into the middle, and the ball is spiked out of bounds, and that will do it. The Hawaii Rainbow Wahine wins game 3, 15-9.
You've got to give Dave Shoji and company a ton of credit for the ability to take and utilize that break in between 2 and 3 to come back with a game plan much more aggressive, served so much tougher, took some risks that they weren't taking in those first 2 games.
We're coming back to the Richmond Coliseum. Nebraska now leading 2-1, and we will continue with more coverage of the NCAA Women's Volleyball Championship semifinals after this.
Just in time for the holidays, Zales the Diamond Store has certified diamond jewelry set in 18-karat gold. Elegant diamond bands, stunning diamond bracelets, and this beautiful quarter-carat heart pendant for only $2.99. Certified diamond jewelry set in 18-karat gold. It's as genuine as your love for her. At Zales stores nationwide or shop online at Zales.com.
At the top of the world, there's only one rule.
We've lost the summit team. I won't let my sister die.
Don't leave anything.
I'm coming to get you.
On the mountain.
It's suicide.
Larry. Critical Limit. Rated PG-13. Now playing in theaters.
He's been naughty. She's real nice. So what happens when a railroad tycoon unwraps a 120-pound present? Find out this December in Thank You, Santa.
Forget those other holiday movies. See the only one worth seeing. The one with that handsome green guy.
Peel the label off specially marked 2 liters of Sprite and get $4 off the movie of your choice.
If you have thinning hair, then this new booklet is something you should have, and you'll get it free if you call this toll-free number now. The booklet discusses the recent breakthroughs in genetic therapy and the latest non-surgical advancements. You'll see men like yourself who are able to get their hair back without drugs or surgery and have a totally active lifestyle. Whether you're getting it wet or roughing it up, no matter what sport, it looks, feels, and acts just like your own growing hair. So call 1-800-HAIR-CLUB now for your free booklet. And by the way, I'm also a client.
ESPN's Full Court brings you over 450 games of the top schools from the biggest conferences you won't see anywhere else. To order, call your cable company. DirecTV at 1-800-GET-SPORTS or Dish Network at 1-800-333-DISH.
Welcome back to the Richmond Coliseum, site of the 2000 NCAA Women's Volleyball Championship. Now, due to time constraints, we will pick up the action a little bit later in the match. Welcome back. Nebraska leading the match 2-1 and 8-5 here in Game 4 this Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific. It's the NCAA Division I AA Championship game. Georgia Southern taking on Montana. The Georgia Southern Eagles with 5 national championships go up against Montana, the #1 seed. Don't miss it. That's this Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Chris Marlowe and Heather Cox, glad you're with us. Game 4 action. Nebraska has scored 5 in a row since Hawaii led at 5-3. And Hawaii needs to shore up its serve-receive.
Yeah, just a drastic turn. Serving game entirely responsible for that 5-0 run, and Oxley responsible. Again, they'll go after Sudis, that right back corner, area 1.
She gets another one. She gets it off. Chance for a Husker point. Slammer. Popped up by Willoughby. Kahumoku fires it through. Lily Kahumoko. She has a middle name. that has 50 words in it.
Are you going to tell me it?
She was once in the
Did
Guinness...
you memorize it? You're the
I did, and I saw it.
Come on, Marlo.
I saw it. I did time it. It has 6 sentences. Lily, long middle name, Kahumoku. She is a good volleyball player.
17 kills now for the sophomore.
Hawaii chance for a play here. And Kahumoku hits it straight down, out of the reach of Pilikowski. So just when you think Hawaii might be going into the tank, they fight back. 8-6 now.
Well, they're just playing steadier. We've really noticed a change in their demeanor and the ability to just put the ball away.
Whole key is passing. If they pass the ball, they can play with the Huskers. They can beat the Huskers, but can they pass?
Ooh, and just frozen on their heels that time, and Grace Lisa Perry showing her athleticism. Watch how quick she is to the ball. Here's the dump. Nebraska loves to give her tight passes. She just takes control of it, uses 2 hands, and at the last minute unleashes.
That's a mistake by the Hawaii defense. They've got to be up looking for that dump shot.
All 6 of them flat-footed. No chance of touching that ball.
You got to say, watch the dump. Here she is. She's in the front row, and get up near that 3-meter line.
And that's something that Coach Shoji said before this match. He said, we need to know where she is at all times on the court. We've got to honor her ability to attack.
Now, Villa Roman moves in. Look at Villa Roman up tight, looking for it. And the serve is effective point. Villa Roman, number 15, she says, not one of those is going down on me. I'm getting in here tight. And she's saying, come up here with me.
Yeah, I'm a DS.
No more dumps.
I own you.
Hawaii within 1, 8-7. Now here's another one. Hawaii got it up. Can they run it down? They did. Hawaii shovels it over. Sapero again. Villa Roman got it up. Chance for a point. Kahumoko has to tip. It's tight. Quick set. Blocked. Sapero looking to jam. She does. It's jammed back. And the put away for Hawaii. We're tied up. Lima gets the jam.
And you sense the shift. Hawaii has got Nebraska on its heels. It's a little bit chaotic. A lot of tight passes and a lot of second guessing. A little bit of hesitation. First it was by Sapero, and this time it's by Holmquist. A ball that's popped up, and Holmquist should have just attacked. She's flat-footed. She's chasing the ball, and Hawaii's being the aggressor.
Give credit to Veronica Lima and the little people of Hawaii. We're coming back. Game 4, 8-8.
It's year-end madness at the new Antwerpen Hyundai. The last word in low pricing just got lower. Hundreds of vehicles must be sold now. The 2001 Accent priced starting under $6,800. The XG300 under $20,000. Interest rates as low as 0%. The all-new 2001 Santa Fe is priced to move. Don't miss year-end madness savings now at Antwerpen Hyundai. Family owned, and they treat you like family.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back into Shop at Home. I'm Chuck Long. Everything that you see on the set, except for Leah and I, is for sale. This camcorder can go with you because look how small it is. Fits in the palm of my hand. If you've never had a computer system before, we'll break it down so you see how easy it is to use a computer. When you're selling that, do you also have like a stair step that I could stand on so that I don't feel like the shortest person in the world? Shop at Home, not your ordinary shopping channel.
Here's some food for thought. A little bit of guidance from the citizenship. Through Sports Alliance. When you're on the field, keep one thing in check. Be a good sport and focus on respect. Respect? That's right. Ain't it a trip? It's all about teamwork and sportsmanship. When you're on the court, use your intellect and be a good sport. Focus on respect.
I'm Sid Dempsey, president of the NCAA, and I want you to focus on respect.
Welcome back to the Richmond Coliseum, site of the 2000 NCAA Women's Volleyball Championship. Now, due to time constraints, we will pick up the action a little bit later in the match. 2-1. Nebraska leading Hawaii and 10-8 here in Game 4. Something exciting is on the way. The NCAA 20th Anniversary Women's Volleyball Highlight Video. It includes the great stories from the past 2 decades, highlights of this year's championship. It's going to be available in mid-January, but you can order now. Call 317-917-6833. 317-917-6833. Highlights, stories from 20 years of women's championship volleyball.
And, you know, JW Production, they've gotten every single championship. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better history in 1 hour.
Nebraska is getting ever closer. 11-8 now. 4 points away. 43 hitting errors for Hawaii. Willoughby into the antenna. Point Nebraska.
And how ironic, what started out in the first game has ended up in the fourth game. Hitting errors continuing to plague Hawaii. Dave Shoji doing everything he can to put an end to it, calling timeouts, and he will continue to tactically try and work around the Nebraska block.
So Nebraska just 3 points away from advancing to its first national championship final since 1995. 12-8, the Husker. And the Husker fans thinking back perhaps to that 1995 matchup when they won it all for the first time.
And none of these players, you know, of course, were on that team, but that's when it really established the history and the success and the tradition of volleyball in Nebraska. 36-0, hoping to become just the second team to go undefeated and win an NCAA championship. Long Beach State, of course, did it in '98. Just the fourth team ever to make it this far undefeated.
Volleyball is a religion in these two cities, Lincoln, Nebraska, and Honolulu, Hawaii. All matches televised, both places.
All matches for Nebraska sold out. Holds about 4,200. They sold out in an hour for the regionals. All season tickets sold out in a week in August. They love their volleyball in Lincoln. In Hawaii, when we used to play in Clown, those sold out too. I can remember we would show up for the matches, and the crowd would already be wrapped around waiting in line to get tickets.
Kahumoko is back in 12-8. Last chance for Hawaii. They've got to kill the ball, and they get one right there from Veronica Lima. 12-8. In traditional scoring, this is a lead that is not insurmountable, but you have to play good volleyball. And now Lima is back to serve. She has been good. 3 aces. Ball popped up. That's good on first contact. It looked ugly, but it was good. Hawaii looking for a point. Willoughby wraps it. Back at you. Willoughby sets left. I'll tell you what, Hawaii's got to get the sets a little bit closer to the net on the outside. Free ball for Hawaii. Carey, back set. Sapero with a dig. And a rejection. Willoughby up high.
Willoughby and Gustin just dominating, clearing the net, and finally the Hawaii block becoming a factor. Still a huge differential now, 17 blocks for Hawaii.
Kim Behrens is back in. Hawaii is out of timeouts. In case you're wondering, Nebraska has one left. And now coming in will be Gomez Tukuafu to dig and play defense. Going out is Lily. Sapero sets left. Nice kick. Tukuafu had it up. Nebraska. It's blocked back. Left side. Pelakowski. Tukuafu was there. Chance for a point. Sudden. Off speed, no. Oxley sets middle. Tukuafu again. Can anybody hit? Lima takes a whack at it. Coming back over. Free ball, Hawaii. To go to 10. Willoughby. Got it! Tukuafu for president.
Huge, just comes up huge in transition out of Lewiston, Idaho. One of the best volleyball players to ever come out of that region in northern Idaho. And how about her ability to keep her team alive? Transition defense all over it.
Well, that's a pretty good substitution by Dave Shoji to stick her in, and she makes 3 digs in a row.
Reads the seam in the box, sneaks into the middle of the court. Normally that position should be way on the end line. Reads it now. Watch her ability to move around. I mean, she's just hunting back there. She's got that whole end line. There's the second one. Transition continues. Does she get the third? Here it comes. The 2 out of the middle. Right.
She did. I told you, Heather. Believe me. Believe me.
I like it. 3 huge digs to keep the Wahine alive.
And the final put away, they call that digging lips. 3 successive digs that makes your opponent's face coming right off.
Digging nails. You name it, she's doing it.
12-10 now. Both teams are out of timeouts. The Nebraska Huskers are so close they can feel it, but Hawaii will not go away. 12-10. How big is this next play by Hawaii?
Absolutely huge, because if they have a chance to stay in this one, they've got to tie it up. When they've got Nebraska on their heels, they could take it to a 5th game, and that's anybody's ball game. Both of these teams so mature, so qualified. It's up for grabs when you go to 5.
And one of Hawaii's best servers back there, Lima. Will she go at Behrens? She got it in. Behrens, good pass. Back set coming around, and a big spike by Jenny Kropp.
Boy, Kropp took over in game 1, and she's re-emerging here in game 4.
16 kills for Kropp.
You know, interesting story with Stacey Wolf. Was at Florida with Mary Weiss, has never won a national semifinal match.
She's very close. She's only 3 points away. Willoughby, nice pop-up in the back line. Over to Behrens, and the senior pops it to Kuafu, digs it. Sadeh. Perfect pass. Back set. Nicely done. And the put away. What a set by Sapero. Oxley kills it.
Got 5 national semifinal appearances for Florida. Never able to put one away. And you can tell Stacey Wolf has got a little bit more at stake here.
Here comes Ann Schrod into hit and block. 13-10. Hawaii needs a side out bad. As bad as you can need one. Pass is off. Jen Carey sets left. Sudden. Not yet. Coming back over. Boosteen is through by Jenny Kropp.
And Kropp doing exactly what you do on the overdig. It's going over, so she takes her eye off the ball and puts it on the attacker. Watches nothing but the shoulder the entire time. Now 22 team blocks for the Cornhuskers.
First match point for Nebraska. Willoughby is blocked, and that's it. The Huskers are back in the championship final for the first time since 1995.
Nebraska wins the match 3-1.
Huskers are moving on. Nebraska's record now 33-0. The magical run for John Cook continues. For Hawaii, another terrific season. This one ends in disappointment. The Rainbow Wahine finishes 31-2. The Huskers with 24 blocks. And the 24th is a match.
I'm so loud and proud, you hear it. It's Christmas time and we got the spirit. Jack was chilling, the hawk is out, and that's what Christmas is all about.
Sharana got them both. 5 for her. And it's a 6-point Alabama lead with 3:24 to the final
Quietly
four.
going about her business, knocking down a big three-pointer to keep Penn State hanging right in the game and staying close.
But the bad news for the Nittany Lions is Helen Holloway and company have to deal with Nisa Johnson, who is back in the game. Thank goodness she's not hurt seriously. And here she is back just a couple minutes later. Katina Mack on top for Holloway. All over her is Alexander. Nicholson with the dump down. Bosley rejected by Watkins.
And nice body work down there. Good shot by
Katina
Mack.
Mack hits the three. A 3-point game with less than 3 minutes to go.
That's pretty gutsy for Johnson to come in.
And there's Donovan with a steal. Alabama a little too impatient that time. They did not have the numbers to dump it down in that quickly.
Exactly. And if anything, Johnson should have taken that shot. Good penetration to the hole, but definitely needed to take the shot. big shot for Penn State.
Holloway short. It's off. You could hear her. And the rebound by Missy Mosley. Nobody knows that better than the shooters when a free throw's not going in. 4-point game, 2:15 to go.
Good idea to give the ball to the person that Johnson is guarding. Nice defense.
Guess who? Nisa Johnson. Katina Mack lost control.
I tell you, smart offensive move by Penn State to let Mack go one-on-one with the semi-injured Johnson.
1:50 to go.
See, in this situation, you don't want Johnson to have the basketball at the point guard position. She's a step slower. She's not going to be able to get past the defense.
Shot clock at 5. Betsy Harris misses, and Mosley has the rebound. Plenty of time left for Penn State. 1.5 minutes, down by 4. And in women's basketball, lead 2 possession to tie, but that means 2 threes. Mosley, the left-hander goes down.
Nice shot.
Alexander, a 78% free throw shooter.
It's a good job by Alabama.
They get it to Harris. She's fouled. She's a 72% free throw shooter. That's number 4 on Jackie Donovan. Chris Myers is coming up next on ESPN with baseball tonight. Rafael Palmeiro saw his ex-teammates today. Dave Winfield had a big one. Scores and highlights from Florida and Arizona. And don't forget, coming up on April 3rd, Cardinals-Reds, opening night on ESPN. 19 for Betsy Harris. Bama.
Not over yet.
Sensing it. They lead by 5. This is an important free throw because then 2 threes can't beat them. They can only tie. And now they settle for the 5-point lead. 45 seconds to go. Donovan in the corner. Johnson all over her.
You want to be all over Donovan. She has the range.
This for an 8-point lead. Chris Myers in baseball tonight coming up next on ESPN. News of Rafael Palmeiro and Dave Winfield today. After that is Sports Center on ESPN. And then our late game from the West Regional.
Big rebound.
Betsy Harris the rebound. Tina Nicholson with her 5th foul. It'll be out of reach. Right now they lead by 9. Penn State may be following Tennessee. Top 2 teams in the country eliminated from the NCAA tournament.
I'll tell you, it also looks like Alabama's going to keep the SEC tradition in the Final Four alive by making it to this year's tournament.
Latina Mack cannot hit it.
And Alabama continues
Harris.
to showtime.
And they are going to Richmond.
They're calling the travel agent.
Eight seconds to go. Trip to the NCAA will take him to the Final Four. That's 12 for Madonna Thompson tonight. It'll be Rick's 104th win in his 5th year. Final 5 seconds. Tiffany Longworth. And a timeout by Penn State. Penn State throws it in. Alabama takes a grab at it. And the Tide is rolling to the Final Four for the first time ever.
He is ahead of 4-time Penn State All-America Bonnie Bremner. First serve, we are underway. Pretty good pass. Amo sets left, and Shao cocks it. Kimberly Shao